All right, let's talk about something that is, let's be honest, a huge headache for so many of us in business today. We're talking about managing multiple WhatsApp accounts, trying to keep everything straight on one phone without completely losing your mind.
This right here, this is the daily scramble. You've got your personal life happening, but then you also have business inquiries, support tickets, and new leads all flying at you, all on WhatsApp. The constant logging in and out, the fear of missing a message, it's just a recipe for chaos.
I'm guessing it does. But here's the really good news. This is a totally solved problem. There are clear, safe, and professional ways to get this under control. So let's walk through exactly how you can go from that chaos to complete control.
So first, let's just define what we're calling the WhatsApp juggle. You know, what started out as a simple app to chat with friends and family has absolutely exploded. It's now a non-negotiable, essential platform for business because that's just where your customers are. I mean, think about all the ways we're using it. For instant customer support, for nurturing sales leads, for sending out order tracking info, even for full-on marketing campaigns. The problem is, all this business activity is being forced through an app that was fundamentally designed to tie just one account to one phone number, and that creates a massive, massive bottleneck.
Okay, so how do we break through that bottleneck? This brings us to the actual solutions. And I want you to think of this as a kind of journey, you know? We'll start with the simple tricks you can use right now, and then we'll level up to the pro-grade tools that big teams and agencies rely on. Let's see how it all works. Here's the game plan. We're going to start with the most basic method out there, using a dual SIM phone. After that, we'll check out a pretty clever feature on most smartphones called app cloning. And then we're going to dive into the real powerhouse, the most scalable solution, something called browser-based isolation. First up, the dual SIM approach. This is as official as it gets. You have your personal WhatsApp on one SIM, and you use WhatsApp Business on your second SIM. It's clean, it's totally safe, no policy risk. The only catch, you're stuck at two accounts, and yeah, you need two active phone lines. This is perfect for freelancers or small business owners who just need to draw that simple line between their work and personal life. All right, method 2, app cloning. A lot of modern Android phones, like from Samsung or Xiaomi, have this feature built right in. It basically lets you create a duplicate of an app, in this case, a clone of WhatsApp. It's a super quick, free way to squeeze a third account onto your phone. But, and this is a big but, it's not a perfect system. These cloned apps can be really glitchy, and you're still usually limited to just one or two extra accounts. Now, if you're a serious business user, say you're managing accounts for clients, or you're part of a bigger team, those little tricks just aren't going to cut it. You need a real professional solution. And that brings us to the pro-level toolkit. It's all about using some pretty cool technology to get the scale and security you actually need. The magic behind it all is a concept called cloud browser isolation. So instead of cramming apps onto your phone, just picture each one of your WhatsApp accounts running in its own private, secure, separate browser up in the cloud. Each one is sandboxed, which is just a fancy way of saying it's completely sealed off from all the others. They can't see each other, they can't track each other, they can't interfere with each other. And that simple idea is the secret to both safety and scale. And really, that word, isolation, that's everything. It is the fundamental principle that stops all the worst problems that people run into when juggling accounts. By keeping every single account in its own little protected bubble, you just eliminate the risks of mixing up messages or, even worse, getting your accounts banned. And you can see how this plays out in the real world. You worried about getting an account banned because you're logging in from the same IP address over and over? Well, the isolation solution gives each session its own unique IP. Scared of accidentally sending a client message from your personal account? Impossible, when each one is in its own clean, separate environment. Hitting the limit on how many accounts you can have on one device, the cloud just bypasses that physical limit entirely. It's a direct solution to all the biggest headaches.
And this isn't just some abstract theory. This tech is the engine inside tools that were built for this exact job. A platform like SendWin, for instance, is built from the ground up on this principle of cloud browser isolation. designed to bring this pro-level power to any business that needs it. So you might be thinking, who actually needs this much power? And is it maybe overkill for the average person? And yeah, absolutely. But for certain kinds of professionals, this isn't just a nice little feature. It is an absolute necessity for how they work every single day.
For example, if you're running a marketing or a social media agency, this is a total game changer. You could be managing WhatsApp accounts for 10, 20, even 50 different clients, all from one central spot, with zero risk of mixing them up or getting an account flagged. For a sales team, it all comes down to speed and organization. You can have different WhatsApp numbers for different sales regions or for different products. No more fumbling around to log out and log back in while a hot lead is just sitting there waiting. You can respond instantly, and you never let an opportunity slip through the cracks. And if you run an e-commerce store, this lets you create really clean, clear lines of communication. You could have one number that's just for sending out automated order updates and a totally separate number for live customer support. It just keeps everything neat, tidy, and professional for your customers.
Okay, so we've gone through the simple tricks and the serious power tools. Now it's really just about choosing the right path for you. And it all comes down to taking a second to think about what you actually need. Are you a one-person show, or are you part of a bigger team? How many accounts are you really trying to manage here?
Let's break it down one last time, real simple. If you just need 2, maybe 3 accounts to separate your personal life from a small business, then yeah, the dual SIM or app cloning methods are great. They're easy and they get the basic job done. But if you are an agency or a sales team or any business that needs to scale up, that needs to collaborate, and that needs rock-solid security, then a browser isolation platform is really the only way to go for the long term.
And that really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Take a hard look at how you're using WhatsApp right now. Is it a tool that's actually helping your business, making you more efficient? Or is it a bottleneck, a source of stress and missed chances? Getting the right setup can make all the difference, and that choice will decide if WhatsApp works for you or against you. Thanks for joining us.